All right. So raise your hand if you are a registered organ donor. All right, not bad. Now tell me why, even though 90% of you guys raised your hands, there's still roughly 120,000 people on the current United States organ donor waiting list.
Today, 78,000 people on the organ transplant waiting list are in critical danger. That's over half the list. And even though 90% of you guys raised your hand, that couldn't even begin to cover this amount of people. Currently, on the organ transplant waiting list, only 12% get an organ, with the mere 12,000 people that donate, leaving kidney disease to be the 9th leading cause of death in America.
Obviously, people aren't going to donate their kidneys just out of pure goodwill. In fact, a majority of living donors today are directly related to their organ's recipient. That means that they're the brothers, the sisters, the aunts, the sisters, the brothers, all of that. And that gives them obvious motivation to donate. However, patients that don't have these family connections often have no choice but to wait for deceased donors.
And waiting for a kidney isn't exactly a short process. It can range from an upward of 5 to 10 years. That's precious time someone on the organ transplant waiting list may not have. Mike Weishaupt, for example, is one of over 800 individuals waiting for a kidney transplant in Western New York alone.
Well, considering only 50 kidneys become available in this area annually, Mike will have to wait for a very long time. If more people are motivated to donate their kidneys, thousands of lives, like Mike's, can be saved.
Obviously, people need a push to donate. Well, what if we brought money into the situation? Think about it. This may sound insane, but consider this. In Iran, there hasn't been a kidney transplant waiting list in 17 years. 11 years after the legalization of organ sale, the need for this list has become completely unneeded.
If you ask me, that's pretty good. Without this organ transplant waiting list, implementing a similar the United States waiting list is seeing negative results. Implementing a similar system that Iran has here could be so beneficial, and selling your kidney isn't as absurd as it may seem.
In this proposed United States market, each kidney will be bought for around $100,000, and it then will be sold for around $200,000. A lot of money, I know. But think about it this way. If it were your life, your child's life, your mom's life, your dad's life, or even my life, wouldn't you spend the money? And if just half the people on the current kidney transplant waiting list each purchased a kidney for $200,000, the total profit would exceed $4 billion.
The cost of surgery and transportation for the kidneys would be taken out of those $4 billion. After that, the additional $400 million could be used to further medical research, something that would benefit those even outside of the organ trade, as well as assist insurance companies in the event that there might be a complication to a procedure.
In addition to this money gained, a patient could save around $100,000 with surgery rather than other treatment options.
Modern kidney transplants are very easy to understand. A small incision is made in the lower abdomen and the new kidney placed in the anterior of the pelvis. The old kidneys will not be taken out because this could lead to further medical complications.
Additionally, kidneys from a live donor have been proven to have much more successful surgeries, as well as a better quality of life for the recipient.
The less time that a case out of a living body, the better. Both healing time and chances of organ rejection are lowered the fresher the organ is. A regulated sale, a kidney market, would increase live donations.
One of the biggest concerns, beyond the simple ethics of organ sale is the constitutionality of it. In other words, would the U.S. Constitution even allow a system of such? Well, under the National Organ Donation Act, it doesn't. But would this affect our proposed solution?
Not exactly. Under the Supreme Court's definition of property, a live body fits all criteria for property of their person. If this is so, what a person chooses to do with their body should be legally protected.
Additionally, kidney transplants are considered to be a safe procedure with a low mortality rate. Persons with only one kidney experience what is known as hypertrophy, where the kidney adjusts to losing its counterpart by increasing in size to be able to filter the amount of blood normally filtered by 2 kidneys.
Additionally, the 2 ureters, the urethra, and the bladder also change, similar to the hypertrophy the kidney goes through. The human body adjusts to having only a single working kidney.
Now, no plan is perfect, and with the organ market, one of the biggest problems is how it might exploit the lower class. After all, the benefits would be restricted to those who could pay the price.
This may sound unethical and unfair, but it gives patients opportunities to save themselves from uncertain medical futures. Because the predicted population of people who would be willing to sell their organs would mostly consist of people in need of money, compensation would just give them more financial benefits that might not be there otherwise. Overall, it's a very small price to pay for more life-saving organs. Also, as mentioned before, this procedure is perfectly safe due to the body adjusting to just one kidney.
Implementing an organ market can save lives such as Jane, a mother of 2, Jeremy on the right, a passionate soccer player, or maybe even someone you know, all of whom are waiting for a life-saving kidney. Implementing an organ market in the United States could successfully decrease the detrimental amount of lives lost on the United States organ transplant waiting list. Thank you.